of the people, and most of that 10% could afford to drive if they wanted to. And that's South Pinellas, I mean North Pinellas, not nearly down to South Pinellas, and yet the buses went all the way down to South Pinellas.
Well, first of all, you're going to have a choice coming up to vote against it. So it sounds like most of the room is dead set against it. Well, I'm just telling you my thought process over this last 5 or 6 years has been to look at ways to improve a transit system. You may have a situation that's very unique, but for the most part, it's not a very dependable system. And people need more headway, buses coming more frequently, so people will actually use them, other than what they consider the transportation disadvantage, the folks who have to use the bus system. So, creating a system that maybe not for us as much as for our kids and for their kids, a system that will actually be used because people will have a dependable system in place. And that's been the push for the last 20 years in this area. And other areas in this country have just taken off on it, and this area has just been a little bit slow in getting their program. And the PSTA people will tell you that the system they have now is not the ideal system, that they need to improve on it, and it needs to get better. And I just think that there's a good way to do it right now. And back to the tax issue. I mean, we've been talking about the seventh penny and that being something that has to stay again. And I mean, we were told initially 10 years it was going to be a program to do it, and it went to 20 and it went to 30 years, and now it might go to another decade. And I think those kinds of things have to be looked at. Every community, including the one that I've been involved in, can find ways to spend the money for infrastructure, no question about it, and it should be just used for infrastructure, not maintenance. But so I think all of those taxes have to be looked at. I'm not saying that we can do away with it, but just that very fact. I mean, we're scrutinizing this issue, and that's fine. I mean, it's an important issue to everybody. I'm just saying I think we need to move forward. I think it's a regional issue. I think it's a local issue. I think it's about senior independence. I think it's about a lot of things, business recruitment and all of that. So,
Thank you.
All right, one last question.
You get to be the lucky one. I'm going to ask this to Mr. Pierre. I got this information actually off your site, so that's why I'm not asking you, because you probably already know these things. But the largest state expenditure is Medicaid. And in the general fund, 67% of that funding comes from our property taxes. It states that the Medicaid costs will adversely affect the general fund, and it is projected to increase at an annual rate of 7.9% over the next 10 years. What will you do to stop this increased funding that most of us in this population are on a fixed income, and there's a lot of fraud? I've gone on there and I've reported people. So with these statistics on the county commissioner's site, that this is going to increase, what are your ideas on this?
Well, mostly Medicare and Medicaid is a state issue.
Just Medicaid.
Okay, Medicaid is a state issue. That's also shared with the federal government. It takes up about 33% or so of our state budget. Now, as a county commissioner, obviously, we don't have a say about what the state representatives do, but as a former state representative, I still have a lot of friends, not only as representatives, but also as leaders in the House up in Tallahassee, people in the Senate that I know that I'm friends with, people that I've been friends with for years up there, that I can go up, and I am the only candidate that has, in my opinion, a lot of influence with those people that I can go and I can call up right now and have a meeting with the Speaker of the House, which is really nice to have, and say, look, the people in my county feel this way about certain things. So I will keep a good eye on what's going up in Tallahassee. We'll visit Tallahassee when necessary and try to input my feelings according to the citizens who elected me, how they feel about it, and let them know how we in Pinellas County feel.
I want to thank everybody for coming out. You've asked a lot of questions. We've got a lot of answers. Now it's up to you to do your own homework. Look at everybody carefully and make the right decision. Thank you. And thank all of you for coming. Anybody that has any other questions for the commissioners, they're going to be hanging around for a few minutes.